Hi, I am Bas Rijkse from basrijkse.com. In this video, I'll give you a book review about a book called Hyper Grace, The Dangerous Doctrine of a Happy God, written by Daniel Silva. Have you noticed that more and more Christians talk about the importance of Jesus Christ and His finished work on the cross, also known as the grace message? It seems our Father is bringing His Son Jesus Christ front and center stage in our lives and that of others, so that we would live Christ-centered lives and see the world change as a result. Even though our Father is awakening our generation to the realities of the finished work of Christ, which results in multitudes of people being set free from dead religious works, learn to enjoy sonship, and operate in God's power, there are some critics who label the grace message as hyper grace, and even go as far as to say it is the great deception of the 21st century. Dr. M.L. Brown just came out with a book called Hyper Grace, exposing the dangers of the modern grace message. Written in response to Dr. Brown and other criticals of the grace movement, Daniel Silva has written a wonderful book defending and explaining the grace message, which is the gospel message, and his book is titled Hyper Grace, The Dangerous Doctrine of a Happy God. In a non-pushy, respectful and humble manner, Daniel Silva tackles some of the hot potatoes that critics of the grace message are bringing up as being wrong teaching and deception. Daniel takes the most common accusations that are brought against the grace message, and with great skill he explains what grace preachers actually mean in regards to sin, forgiveness, confession and repentance. I think this book is a great and successful attempt to counter any critical voice that says that the grace message is a license to sin, makes people lazy, that everybody will get saved, and that repentance and confession is needed, by showing what the Bible actually says about all of these things. Here's a quote from the book. Dr. Brown certainly isn't the first, yet every time the accusations start flying, they can be summed up in one fear. Grace is a license to sin. The problem with this hyper grace label is that it comes with many presumptions and false accusations, none of which ever are accompanied by any evidence. Yet even with the lack of evidence, the accusers of this movement still insist that we are saying people should run around and sin, repentance isn't needed, confession is stupid, etc. And the people who read those accusations just buy into it because it's coming from popular leaders. This is the end of the quote. In his writings, Daniel Silva encourages you to think for yourself and to continuously ask questions so that you yourself can find out what people say is true or not, regardless of what your pastor, leader or favorite speaker is saying, and to discover for yourself how limitless the grace and kindness of God really is. Here's another quote. A good teacher doesn't expect you to blindly obey everything they teach. A good teacher teaches you how to do research and study for yourself to see if what they are saying holds true. There are a lot of good speakers nowadays, but very few good teachers. If you're looking for a simple yet biblical approach to any of these hot potatoes, then this is a must-read for you. Plus, it's a short book, around 40 pages, and an easy read. And it's cheap. It's $2.99. So far, the book review, Hyper Grace, The Dangerous Doctrine of a Happy God. Talk to you soon.